Today's video is about a popular skincare product that's really renowned in K-beauty, J-beauty circles, but also in the luxury skincare space. Have to admit, I'm relatively new to the skincare product, so I only started implementing these over the last year, and I knew as soon as I did, I definitely wanted to make this video for you. I'm talking about lotions. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of the term lotion, I actually think of body lotion, and that's it. So the first time that a brand, and it was an Asian skincare brand, that sent me a lotion to try. I saw the texture of it. I was quite perplexed. Like, what is this? Is this for my body? Is this for my face? Is this a toner? Because it really looked and acted like an essence or a toner, but it most definitely was not a body lotion. So that's how I fell into the rabbit hole of lotions, and of course over the last year gained a lot of knowledge from an Asian skincare perspective. So let's talk all things lotions. For starters, I'm 48 years young. My skin is combination. It's sensitive prone, it's rosacea prone, and it's also dehydrated. The dehydrated piece has really sort of increased over the last few years in my 40s as a result of my age. Aging skin will typically start to lose its ability to retain moisture. Now, I have found that actually using hydrating skincare products has helped alleviate some of the other skin issues I have. When my skin is hydrated and more healthy, the inflammation from my rosacea also decreases. So the two kind of go hand in hand. I'll link a video all about rosacea if you're interested at the end of this video for you to watch as well. And that's why lotions have been such a great addition to my skincare routines, both morning and evening. And I have a roundup of products here that we'll talk about today from a variety of price points and sizes, and of course, various ingredients. I feel like North American brands, and those of you from other areas around the world, please chime in the comments, but I feel like here at least, brands haven't caught on to the hype of lotions yet. It's actually only recently that we've really caught on to the toner momentum. I feel like that was a decade ahead in terms of Asian skincare brands, and slow to catch on here. I always think we take our cues from the Asian skincare market because they're generally more advanced than we are here, so likely we're going to see more lotions and emulsions coming into our favorite skincare brands and maybe even into the drugstore market as well. The term lotions in this context is also interchangeably kind of used with emulsions. So you may see products that are called one or the other. They're typically milky in texture, but as you'll see with some of the ones I'll talk about today, that's not always the case. And they vary in terms of their thickness as well. They're similar to a milky, lightweight moisturizer that are runny and creamy, but they're also very different from a moisturizer. They allow for really quick and fast absorption into the skin, which is why it brings such great hydrating benefits to the skin. Whereas a moisturizer is pretty much always near the end of your skincare routines, with lotions, they can vary. If they're a thinner texture, they go immediately after your cleansing and toning step. If they're a thicker emulsion or lotion, then they can go prior to your moisturizer or in place of your moisturizer at the end of your routine. Let's get into some of these products. I've picked some that actually go at the beginning of my skincare routine and some that I use at the end of my routine, and some that I would suggest for those of you with oily or acne prone skin, you could even consider using these in place of a moisturizer. So there really is something for everyone when it comes to lotions. Let's start with this one. It's the Hada Labo Gokujyun Premium Hydrating Milk. I wrecked the packaging, which really bothers me. And I was tempted to pull the whole wrapper off, but I wanted you to see the label. This one I think is the richest texture we're going to talk about today and is really ideal for those of us with dry and dehydrated skin, because you could layer it under your moisturizer almost like it's a first step moisturizer. I think I just spit on my own lip. Sorry about that. Or it could just be a very lightweight moisturizer on its own. I think in the summer months here when it's really humid here, I will try using this as a standalone moisturizer because especially during the day, I apply a sunscreen on as the last step. So I think this in combination with the sunscreen would be chef's kiss for me. But in the winter, I've been using it together with my moisturizer to really amp up the hydration levels in my skin. Hada Labo is a popular Japanese skincare brand, and this particular product is one of their cult favorites. It's formulated with 5 different types of hyaluronic acid and a fermented hyaluronic acid, and I am such a big fan of fermented ingredients because of the byproducts they produce on your skin, including amino acids and other great hydrating properties. This one also has glycerin in it and a variety of other hydrating ingredients. It's also great because it's alcohol, essential oil, and fragrance free. The size is 140 mils and at the time of filming is around $24.18 Canadian. Because the texture of this particular lotion is quite creamy, I like to use it as my first step moisturizer at the end of the serum section of my routine. I tend to put my skincare routines together by the philosophy of thinnest consistency to thickest consistency. There are some exceptions I do make to that, but in this case, I think it makes sense that this particular one is towards the end of your routine. I really do think for oily skin types, you might love this concept of using a lotion instead of a moisturizer, and I'd really love to hear from those of you in the comments below that actually do this. I think it would help others to know your experience. It absorbs beautifully into the skin. That milky texture is such a luxury to apply. I have to say, this and another one I'm going to talk about are two of my favorites. I know YouTubers usually say, I'm going to tell you the very best thing as the last one at the very end of the video to make you watch all the way to the end. It's kind of like if you're already a subscriber of mine, you know I don't verbally ask you to subscribe to my videos. I don't know, I just find it cringy. I just can't bring myself to do it. Please like, subscribe, share my video with your friends, and follow me on TikTok and Instagram too, please. Pretty please. See? Just cringy. So I guess it just boils down to I'm a terrible YouTuber. The next one we're going to talk about, I have to be honest, I was quite taken with the size, and that is this one. What can you buy for your face that's 500 mils? This was $46 Canadian at the time of filming, and if you were only using it on your face, it would probably last a few years. But pro tip, I use it on my body too. This is another Japanese skincare brand, and it's Kiku-Masamune's Sake Brewing Skincare Lotion High Moist. Let's get into the ingredients because this one has some interesting ones. This lotion contains the same concentration of Kiku-Masamune's famed dry sake, a rice ferment filtrate which is naturally high in kojic acid to hydrate, smooth, and soothe the skin. It has a slightly acidic formulation that blends together amino acids, arbutin, and ceramides all together. Arbutin's a known skin brightener, and there's also an unusual ingredient in here, placenta extract. Now this is different from stem cell extract. These extracts don't actually contain cells, but they're rich in amino acids and minerals, which can also help with inflammation. I couldn't seem to find where these placenta extracts are sourced from, if it's plant or if it's animal. From what I've read, normally if it's animal, it's from sheep. So I really can't say. If anyone knows, please leave it in the comments below. This is a very different texture from the Hada Labo lotion we just talked about. This one is extremely watery. For this one, I apply it at the beginning of my skincare routine due to that texture and use it after cleansing and after toning. This lightweight, watery texture sinks beautifully into the skin and just immediately hydrates and plumps the look of your skin. Due to its acidic nature, I would recommend putting this one after any pH-dependent serums like vitamin C that you might be using in your skincare routine, but it can go before your other serums, essences, moisturizers, and richer, thicker creams. This one also has fragrance in it, just to point out, and I imagine it's to cover up what I suspect is maybe the smell of the placenta cells, or maybe it's the fermented ingredients. However, I've used loads of other fermented ingredients and didn't have this particular smell. Even with the added fragrance in it, it's not my favorite scent. However, that being said, I'm very able to get past stinky products. I'm looking at you, ferulic acid. That one actually smells like hot dog water. Somebody else coined that, and I think that is perfectly what ferulic acid smells like. And I slather that all over my face. So all this to say, if the skin benefits are there, I'm happy to sacrifice. My skin has been beautifully hydrated by this product, and I have to say, because of the size, I've been using it all over, kind of like a body lotion. Only with its light, watery texture, I apply this first, and then a thicker body lotion, you know, the North American term I was using at the beginning of this video, on top. So to me, that's kind of the biggest selling feature of this one, is its size and its ability to use on other parts of the body, not just your face. Next up, I want to talk about this one, which is SCINIC. This is actually the first product I ever bought from this brand. I wasn't familiar with it, but definitely wanted to try the product. It had really good reviews. This is a Korean skincare brand, and SCINIC apparently stands for Science, Nature, and Clinic. This one's more similar to the Hada Labo one in terms of consistency, and the price for this is quite good at $17.50 Canadian for 145 ml size. My skin loves this product. I have really been enjoying using this in my skincare routine. It has hydrating, moisturizing, and humectant ingredients like glycerin, propanediol, and pentylene glycol, as well as a soothing aloe extract and madecassoside, which is a derivative of Centella asiatica or gotu kola, which is one of my favorite all-time ingredients for my skin in terms of its soothing capabilities. Its texture is definitely milky, but this one absorbs like a dream into the skin. It's got a quick absorption and it just delivers that hydration really immediately to the skin. Such a pleasure to use. The only thing I would change about this one is the packaging. To look at it, looks great. There's nothing, I wouldn't suspect anything wrong with the product, but when you actually open it and see that the top of it is almost like what you would dispense most toners from, but with its milky texture. That Hada Labo one, you can squeeze it out, but this one, you can't squeeze it. This jar is way too thick. Not glass, but it's very hard to squeeze out, so you kind of have to shake it and squeeze it at the same time. More than once, I've shaken it and it landed like on my bathroom counter or on myself. I'm surprised that didn't happen right now. So I just wish it was a little bit easier to dispense, but that's the only negative thing I have to say about it. It's alcohol, fragrance, and essential oil free, which just makes it such a great product for all skin types. Again, I use this one similar to the Hada Labo one towards the end of my routine as a first step towards my moisturizer. I think this is another one that would also be a great standalone moisturizer for those of you with oily skin types. 3 lotions I've talked about so far have been Asian skincare products, but I did want to highlight one luxury brand. And it's this one. I didn't purchase this one myself. It was sent to me and I wouldn't likely ever purchase this one because it's $205 for a 200 ml size. This is Erno Laszlo's Phormula 310 Essence Lotion. Erno Laszlo, if you haven't heard of this brand, has a really interesting history, and let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do a full review. The brand sent over a number of products for me to try, so I've been testing them out for the last couple of months now. The brand dates back to 1927, and Dr. Erno Laszlo, the brand's founder, was a Hungarian dermatologist that actually pioneered a lot of really fantastic skincare products back in the day, and literally treated iconic clients like Marilyn Monroe, Katharine Hepburn, and Greta Garbo, among many others. And the Phormula 310 Essence Lotion was really designed to revitalize and rejuvenate the skin. I must say, it is a big size. The 200 mils, I mean, I know it's $205, but it is a good size and you do get a lot of product considering how much you use in each skincare routine. It's a glass bottle as you would expect in a luxury skincare product, and to be honest, the line just looks really beautiful on my bathroom vanity. The Essence Lotion has a watery, silky smooth texture and a really high absorption rate as well into the skin. The Phormula 310 complex is a proprietary complex that was really designed to renew and repair the skin's natural barrier. It's formulated with Swiss thermal spring water, which is rich in minerals and a blend of hydrating ingredients and antioxidants. These ingredients, together with niacinamide, help to restore the skin's barrier, help reduce inflammation and redness in the skin, have anti-aging properties to it. But note, it does have fragrance. This one I apply immediately after cleansing and toning at the beginning section of my skincare routine, and I tend to apply my lotions, essences, and toners just directly into my hands and press it into my skin. You can choose to use it with a cotton round if you wish. This is just personal preference for me. This one's really lightweight, absorbs quickly into the skin, doesn't leave any kind of sticky residue, and layers perfectly with the rest of the skincare products in your skincare routine. I just think that lotions are fantastic for all skin types. If you've got dry or dehydrated skin like me, this is just a great way to add extra moisture and hydration into your skin. And if you have oily skin, the option to use this in place of a thick moisturizer I think is fantastic. I also love how they can just be added into both morning and evening skincare routines to give that extra burst of hydration for your skin, which those of us with vintage skin can really appreciate. I hope this has given you a great overview of lotions, how to use them in your skincare routine, and some of the ones that I've tested out. Drop your favorite lotions in the comments section below, and be sure to watch these videos up on screen if you haven't seen them already. Thanks as always for watching, and I hope you have a fabulous day.